Come on, come on. Hello, everybody. This is Marcos Villegas. Welcome to the Fight Up TV live chat. It is January 18th, 2021. Oh, my goodness. 2021. Jesus. Jesus Cristo. Oh, man. Oh, man. Hope you guys had a happy and great weekend as we await for some more of you to go ahead and join us right now. You know, it feels weird taking a weekend off. I kind of took this weekend off. And it felt really strange because I'm so used to working over the weekends. And I felt like this nagging voice in the back of my head telling me, what are you doing, bro? Like, you need to work, like get back to work. And I've tried to make it more of a point just overall in my life, just to balance, you know, because it's important for all you guys listening and all you guys joining us right now. You have to strike a balance between work life and your personal life. And you know, I fell into this problem in my life with working way too much and not leaving any time to experience life and enjoy life, you know. And you know, there's been times that it's made me a little resentful towards a few things. You know, I hate it how there's always fights on my friends' birthdays and there's always fights surrounding holidays. You know, I haven't celebrated Cinco de Mayo or a Mexican Independence Day since like 10, 11 years from now. So, you know, I think that was one of my things for this 2021 is to go ahead and enjoy life a little bit more. And I think it's important for all you guys to find and strike a work life balance. Even if you have that nagging little voice in the back of your mind that's telling you like, no, dude, like you need to get back to work. I think it's important to go ahead and have that time to refresh. It's important because, you know, you overwork yourself and that leads to mental fatigue. And mental fatigue is a mofo, man. Mental fatigue it just drains you. It turns you into a zombie. You're not productive for work. So I just want to start off with that. Everybody, do me a big favor. Everybody go ahead and press the like button. We're going to go ahead and start the live chat. I'm going to go through all your comments. Please share the stream. If you're tuning us for the first time, go ahead and please subscribe to the channel as well. My name is Marcos Villegas. I'm the founder of Fight Hub. We're getting super close, guys. Super close to getting 1 million subs. I'm stoked. I can't wait to get that gold plaque, but we need your guys' help. Please spread the word of the channel. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Tell all your friends that like boxing, that like combat sports, that like MMA to subscribe to the channel. And of course, you know, watch all our content and press like as well for this live chat. If you want to go ahead and directly support us or get a comment read right away, use the super chat function. All right, let's go. Let's go. Tristan, what's up, bro? What's going on? Yay, C. What's going on, man? Cactus Cooler for you. Cheers. So obviously in the title of this, McGregor, his manager, he's crazy. Adi, that's his name? Adi's nuts. Saying that Conor beats Floyd in a rematch, that Pacquiao beats Floyd in a rematch if they were to rematch. There's been all this talk with Manny and Conor potentially fighting after his Poirier fight, which happens this weekend. I don't know how I feel about that. In one end, well, first off, Adi's crazy. Conor's not beating Floyd in a rematch. Come on, bro. Like, really. You know how it was during that Mayweather-McGregor week, man. I had all these MMA guys, well-known MMA pundits, okay, go on record and say that Conor was going to knock out Floyd. I like Conor, okay? I like Conor. One of the guys that I love to watch, all right? But if you have like been ingrained in boxing, you know that there's levels. There's levels to anything, man. You're like a novice carpenter and you're brought into a master job. Obviously, you're not gonna be able to do it. Same freaking thing. Okay, so you know, for him to say that, he's just trying to hype Conor's name for this Manny thing. And I think Manny and the team are serious about it, about this fight. The reason why I'm conflicted, one, is I feel that, you know, I think Manny can choose whoever the heck he wants. I think he legitimately one of the few guys that has earned the right to go ahead and be able to fight whoever the heck he wants, just because of what he's done. And he's such a anomaly in the sport and such a legend in the sport that I think, regardless if it's a Conor, even if he were to fight like a bear, in a clown costume and charge $50 on pay-per-view, I'd be like, well, it's Manny. He's earned the right to do that, given that he's fought virtually every single person that he was supposed to fight. On the other hand, I'd rather see Manny fight, a real legit boxing guy, just because I'm a boxing guy. I don't think the McGregor fight offers anything differently. I think, that's even given Manny's style, it's even harder for Conor to look good in that fight because Manny's going to come right at him and pressure him and throw a million punches at him. And I'd rather, see Manny go against a Spence. I want to see Manny go against a Sean Porter. I think Manny and Sean Porter is a tremendous fight. It's a hell of a fight. Andrew saying Manny and Spence as well, Conor's chasing checks. He's cashing out, which is okay. I don't know if he's cashing out, but for sure going for the checks. And if Manny's doing this for like the money option, that's fine too, because Manny's fought the guys that he's fought. But I think at this point, I've been saying this. I'd rather see Manny retire. I don't want another knockout to happen to Manny because he can't take much more of those. Every fighter has a certain number of punches they can take, and Manny's been doing this for a very, very long time. And last thing I would want is anything to happen to Manny. But man, it's crazy because these are the types of fights that are really generating like those mega paydays, like when it's crossover guys from MMA or if it's YouTubers, and fighters are taking note. And you got to bet your ass, okay, that Manny saw the Mayweather fight, okay, with McGregor, which this is the other odd thing. I remember I did an interview with Manny Pacquiao, and I asked him, what are your thoughts about Floyd fighting McGregor? And Manny laughed and said, why is he fighting an MMA guy? Tell him to fight a real fighter, a real boxer like me, So that's why, I find it kind of odd that all of a sudden, he's up for it. But obviously, why is he up for it? It's for the money. It's going to generate a lot of money. It's going to do pretty decently well. Conor's going to be the one that sells it. Manny training like a madman is going to do his part to sell it. But I'm still, I don't know. Manny's not afraid of Errol Spence. Manny chose Conor because it's big money to help poor people here in the Philippines, says Calvin. I have heard that from Manny himself as well. That he's told me a big reason why he's still fighting is to help out the poor people in the Philippines. And that's why he continues to fight, is because he can use that money to help people out. In his dreams, he beat Floyd. Rafa, Pacquiao wants that red panty night. He's broke. No, I don't think Pacquiao's broke. I think he has more than enough money. He's earned close to like $500 million in revenue for fights. So, Manny, I think Manny might be the second most paid fighter in history. I'm not sure on that, but I believe he is, with Floyd being the first, and I think Manny's the second. Because he's old now and went through an absolute hell with Thurman. Yeah, the Thurman fight was a pretty hard fight, man, for Manny. After the fight, I remember we asked Manny. After the fight, I went into the locker room and saw Manny. And I was hoping to get a one-on-one with him, which I didn't, which sucks. I got a one-on-one with Freddie that night in the locker room. But I remember in the locker room, there's a ton of people in there. And we came in with our cameras, and we turned on the light. And they told us, hey, turn off the light. Like, Manny's having a hard time seeing out of one of his eyes, and he's real sensitive to light right now. And I'm like, whoa, okay, is he concussed? Wasn't sure, never got the answer if he was or not. But they told everybody to turn off their big bright lights because Manny was just having sensitivity to the light. And then he did like a little scrum in his locker room with some of the Filipino stations. And then they rushed us over to get the press conference, and then someone like, "Go get him at the press conference, And when Manny was walking out, when the press conference was finished, I got a chance to talk to him really, really quick, which sucks. I was bummed out, but at least I got to talk to him. And I asked him about Thurman's power, and he told me that Thurman's power reminded him of Antonio Margarito. Margarito, when he fought Manny, obviously was at 54. Thurman is a 47, but he's a guy that has a big punch. And I'm going to go ahead and find that for you guys. Hold on. I'll send you guys that clip. See if I can find it where he said that he doesn't ever want to get hit like that. And he was just like, oh, my God, like this guy hits like this. Let's see. Let's type in Manny Pacquiao on Thurman's power. Let me see this. Ours should come up. Let's see if I can find it for you guys. Because, yeah, I was even surprised. I was like, damn, that means Thurman is a big freaking puncher. For Manny to say that. Let me see here on Thurman's power. Freaking YouTube and their algorithms. I can't find it. Come on, bro. Where is it? It was after the fight. Shoot. I'm going to have to find it for you guys later. I'll give you the link. But that just shows you, though, too, like, how hard of a hitter is Keith Thurman. Pac-Man is 42. Let him do what he wants. Exactly. I'm in 110% agreement for that. Manny had brain damage after the fight. Yeah, I don't know about that, man. Of course he says that, but McGregor did a shite job last time and was cheating to Fook. McGregor's a bum. Sure, okay. Thurman's a joke. Why is Thurman a joke, dude? Thurman's legit. Thurman's an entertaining guy, man. He sells his fights. He talks that ish, and he backs it up. He fights, man. You don't like Thurman? Jake Paul KOs Conor McGregor. Take that to the bank. Okay, guy. Manny should drop the belts. Yeah, Manny has the WBA belt still. The one that I don't know if it's the super or the regular. I know when he fought Thurman, it was like a unification for those two belts. Ugas has one of those belts now. So I don't know. Maybe we'll end up seeing Manny versus Ugas, which I wouldn't mind. I think at this point, Manny could pick and choose whoever the heck he wants to fight because he's earned that right. Well, like I mentioned, one of the few guys that has legitimately earned that right. Props, Pacquiao feeds a whole country. Yeah, man, he does a lot for his people. This is probably why I can't lose weight either. I'm drinking these damn sodas. It's terrible. Pacquiao is goated, man. He is. He compared Thurman and Margarito. He did. Yep. Porter talked about Thurman's power. What did Porter say, Lewis? Why is he so desperate to be fighting at 43 then? All the people saying Floyd is blowing all his money when it's Pacquiao all this time. Don't forget he has a history of hardcore drug abuse. What? Huh? What is this guy talking about? What are you talking about, bro? Come on. One, you don't run Manny's finances, so how do you know he's broke? He's not broke. Two, hardcore drug abuse? What are you talking about, man? Fight news, what's up? I was entertained by Floyd versus Conor. Yeah, the buildup was funny. You got to admit that. Even though the fight was actually good. Actually, it was one of the. I was legit surprised. I thought the fight was going to suck. I honestly thought Floyd was just going to blow out Conor in like 3 rounds. To be honest, I thought he was just going to go. He was going to go feel him out and then just completely blow him out. The fight did. It was better than expected. The buildup was hilarious and fun and entertaining. I just don't think they're going to get that type of buildup with Pacquiao because Pacquiao doesn't talk trash. That's going to be all Conor like trying to talk trash, and we know at this point he's just doing it to sell the fight. You know, there was a little bit of thinking there was truth behind the trash talk that Floyd and Conor were saying at each other. And you know what? Floyd knows how to sell fights too. You know, Floyd's a pretty good trash talker himself. So. And then add, you know, the fan base that he brought in, the crazy scene over there. Yeah, that Mayweather McGregor fight week was super memorable. It's the super, yeah, undisputed lightweight champion by 2021. I don't think so, man. I don't think so. I don't think he'll end up fighting Haney. I think he's gonna Teofimo we're referring to. I think Teo's gonna go into this Kambosos fight. And then he's going to move up to fight the winner of Josh Taylor and Jose Ramirez, which, to be honest, man, screw being undisputed at 130. I already feel that he's number one at 135. But to go back-to-back from one fight with Lomachenko into that fight for undisputed, like, geez, man, like the balls on this kid, dude. Talk about going for greatness, man. Everybody needs to give props to Teofimo Lopez for doing something like that. If he goes from Kambosos and then he moves up to face the undisputed champion at 140, and I'm telling you, It's not an easy fight, either Ramirez or Taylor. Taylor's an even harder fight for Teofimo Lopez because Taylor's a very, very slick boxer. Ramirez is just going to pressure him, and you could form a better plan there for a Ramirez type fight. But Taylor's going to be a challenge. That kid is slick. Call him white magic, man. Like, he could box the pants off of you. Tristan, what's up? How was it being an unofficial score for Fox, and what was your favorite fight to score? Unofficial score for Fox is very stressful because I not only have to get it right for you guys watching it at home, I got to get it right for the executives, and because I'm younger, it can come off like, hey, extra pressure because I'm the young guy. You know, I'm not someone who's a Hall of Famer with 40-something years in boxing. So there's that pressure. Favorite fight to score? I don't think there has been a favorite fight that I've scored, because this is a weird thing. I'm like hyper focused when I'm scoring these fights where, like, it's a weird thing to explain. Like, I don't get to enjoy the fight because I'm so like in flow state. I'm so hyper focused that I'm not really like enjoying the fight or noticing anything outside of it, if that makes any sense whatsoever, because I know that doesn't make much sense. And you're listening like, wait, what are you talking about? How you're watching the fight? How are you not enjoying it? But I'm just like so hyper focused that I'm like trying to see like every single little punch that's happening. I'm trying to see who's the guy that's the ring general, who's the guy that's forcing the fight, who's the guy that's positioning somebody to have the fight where they want the fight to happen. What punches are getting blocked? What punches are landing to the stomach? What punches are landing cleanly to the face or landing on the scoring zones? All this is going on through my mind, and the way I scored, it's like a life bar, like a fighting game life bar, or it's more like a scale, you know. And the more the guy's ahead, the scale tilts towards their favor, and if they start getting punched or hit, you know, the scale comes back. So the way I score, it's kind of like a scale, and it's similar to what the WBC does with their trained judges, which is like a mental computer. So it's stressful. It's stressful because coming in too, you know, from experience, certain fighters' fights are extremely difficult to score. Case in point, Sean Porter. Sean Porter fights are so hard to score. Very highly active volume punching guys, their fights are extremely hard to score because their activity can sometimes throw you off to what's really happening. Are they being effective with that activity is the thing. Or is the other guy being more effective because he's landing the better punches? Yeah, the other guy's landing a ton more, but they're not as effective. They're not as damaging as the other guy. So that's the back and forth with guys that are high volume punchers. So yeah, it's a stressful job. It's a stressful job, bro, because then I get people coming at me at Twitter too, asking me like, how the heck did you score it this way or that way as well? So yeah, it's a tough job. I enjoy it though. It's great. It's cool. But yeah, it's a little bit stressful. Manny has nothing to prove anymore. He's 40 plus. Yeah, he is 40 plus. You know what? I haven't even seen any clips of Manny training lately, to be honest, you know? So I hope he's been training and in shape, because the older you get, the harder it is to stay sharp. And I remember I asked Justin, you know, the reason why Manny looks sharp in his Thurman fight is because they kept him training. They kept him in camp. They kept the kettle hot because he just gotten from his fight with Matisse, and he kept training. So with this, I don't know. Hopefully he's been staying in shape. He doesn't look like he's chubby at all or hasn't been training. Can't believe how many people are hating on Teofimo. Haney is an easy fight for Lopez. His power is underrated and underestimated. Huh, yeah, you know what? I've noticed that a lot of people have been hating on Teo. Don't know why. Why do you guys feel that people are hating on Teofimo? I'm just kind of curious. If you're if you criticize Teo, what's your one major criticism of Teofimo Lopez? I'm curious to see that on the chat. Go ahead and everybody press a like on the chat as well. Share the chat. Invite your friends to come in and talk boxing with us as well. And if you haven't already, subscribe to the YouTube channel and follow us on @FightHub He's busy being a senator. Yeah, that's true. That is very true. He is busy being a senator, and a very good one. He might end up being president as well. Art says the reason why Teo gets criticized is because he talks ish. All right, he talks ish, bro, but he backs it up. So what's wrong with that? What's wrong with talking ish if you back it up? That's not talking ish. That's talking truth because you said something and you did it. I don't see the problem with that. There's one thing to be egocentrical and go overboard with it. Okay, overboard. I don't think Teo goes overboard with it. Like, and the stuff that he said, he's done. He's backed it up. So yeah, that could rub people off the wrong way. I could see it on that way, where they look at him like, oh, this guy comes off like a dick, like, what a cocky bastard. But he brings it. He brings it. He talks the talk and walks the walk. Like, what more can you ask for from it? You gotta understand too. Like, these guys are like supremely confident in themselves. Is also like, take you guys for instance. I'm sure like in your work or if something that you're specialized in, you're gonna take pride in your work. And if someone like questions you about your work, you're gonna be like, nah, bro. Like, my work is the ish. Like al cien way. Like, like I make dope ass work. That's not being cocky. That's being confident. But being confident in your abilities, the work that you put in. Devin Haney talks more ish than Teo. Teo's a little bit cocky. Come on, but you're right. I like Lopez, amazing fighter. Just beat Loma. Give the guy a break. He will hopefully fight these guys before he moves up. Yeah, I hope so. Teo has to promote himself. Very true. There you go. That's the other thing too. He's promoting himself. Coach Randall. People are hating because he keeps saying he's undisputed and lies about sending contracts. It's because of the franchise belt. I'm not mad, but hater gets salty. Lopez is the man, bare knuckle fury. Okay. The whole undisputed thing. Oh my gosh. Thank you, WBC. And I like the WBC, but this is a WBC thing. Teo se crea, let me see. Teo se crea la muy verga. That's the thing. Is he not supposed to believe in himself? Like, he just beat Lomachenko. Like, well, is he supposed to be like, Lomachenko's hurt, so who knows, like, he's not. No. He's supposed to be like that. Come on, guys. Come on. He's two-faced. What are you talking about? He contradicts whatever he says, goes on a show, says something, and goes on Insta saying something the other. Okay. Based on that, give me an example on that, Starboy Finesse, okay? What's up with Bernard? What's up, Johnny? How did you keep a straight face with him saying Oscar could beat Triple Yi? I didn't keep a straight face. Did you hear? Did you see my reaction? I was like, dude, are you crazy? Like, people are going to say you're crazy. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. Oscar wants to make a comeback. Go for it, but and maybe they're thinking, okay, Triple G looks vulnerable. He looks slower. He's not as sharp. He's not this dangerous guy like he used to be. Floyd called Triple G straight, what was it? Straight up and down, no special effects. Pretty much said he was a basic fighter. Maybe Oscar sees something similar to what Floyd sees. And he doesn't, not that he doesn't think it's a risk, but he sees it as a calculated risk, a risk management where there's enough risk there, but he can bank on his experience and how he is as a boxer to be able to go ahead and get a win. I don't know. But NJMP, I was born ready. He looked in real shape last match, says Preacher David. What's up, man? Is this you, David? David Sisson? Let me know if that's you, bro. If it is, hook that up with that interview. He is undisputed. What's stopping that claim? A belt Haney was given makes no sense. Well, that's the main point that everybody else has, that fans bring up, is he doesn't have the belt that Haney has. He never fought for the real lightweight belt because Lomachenko chose to give up the lightweight belt for this franchise belt in order to avoid a fight with Devin Haney to go into a fight with Teofimo Lopez, which it's true. They chose to go the franchise route because a fight with Teofimo Lopez was a bigger fight, a fight that fans wanted to see. But here's the thing, too. Mauricio made it seem like the franchise – I think this is it. The franchise champion is a higher status than the lightweight champion, the regular champion. So by that account, like, if the WBC sees the franchise champion as a champion in higher standing than the regular lightweight champion, then what does that say about Teofimo beating the guy for the franchise belt? The franchise belt has more weight, more value, more status than the regular lightweight champion. What does that say? It says he's undisputed. That's what it says. But I understand the whole situation, the argument coming from it, but it's unfortunate because at the end of the day, it's unfortunate for Devin because he's getting a lot more slack that I feel that he shouldn't be getting. And I feel it's like he doesn't get to enjoy the fruits of his labor as much. Well, he is, he's got a monkey, which is named Champ the Monkey. But I feel it takes shine away from his accomplishment, okay? The other thing, too, is it takes away from Teofimo's accomplishment as well. Like, it casts like a shadow on there. So hopefully it gets resolved, though. I hope they do fight. But, because you got to think of it that Teo is in a position that he's thinking about fights for money. He wants the big fights, the status fights, the legacy building fights as well. He wants fights in big arenas and fights that are going to give him even more notoriety. Devin, when you compare him to Tank, to Ryan, to Teo, out of those guys, could be he's the most talented. But at this point, as of current, he's not as well known as all those other guys. So they're probably looking at like, hey, I'm more known than this guy. What do I get out of this? I don't get anything. I need to fight with guys that are going to raise my profile up. I need to fight with guys that are just overall going to raise my profile up, or at least I get to do things that I haven't done before. So I think that's where they're coming from at that point. What's up, Anthony Jones? Anthony Jones using the super chat. You guys want to go ahead and support the channel? Please use the super chat function. You'll get a shout out, and I'll answer your question right away. Anthony Jones, what's up, man? Thank you for using the super chat. More people wanted Haney. Thank for reality. Elaborate on that. More people wanted Haney. Thank for reality. You guys want to help me out with this one? I'm not sure what Anthony Jones, what you mean by that, bro. More people wanted Haney. Thank for reality. I'm not sure what you're trying to say there, buddy. Go ahead and write a comment here. What you meant by that. All right, let's continue. Do you ever see Spence versus Crawford happening? Terrence, criminally underrated. Yeah, I see it happening, but it's going to be too late, just how all these fights always are. They're too late. They're over-marinated. One guy, something's going to happen to one guy or the other where it's going to be obvious one or the other is not in their primes and blah, 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 blah. I'm just it sucks. But I don't see it happening anytime soon. Dream fight. Who do you got? Sonny Liston versus Mike Tyson. Ooh, Mike Tyson. Better athlete. A lot quicker feet. I see Mike Tyson, but Sonny Liston was a tremendous freaking puncher. Murders. Sonny Liston was Mike Tyson before Mike Tyson. That's Sonny Liston was such a feared guy, and if you guys have a chance to watch the documentary on him, I believe on Showtime. It's Sonny Liston something. But it's a great documentary. You guys have to watch it. A documentary on Sonny Liston. But of course, I'm picking Tyson over Sonny Liston. Conor versus Pacquiao. Of course, I got Manny Pacquiao. I think that's a really bad style-wise. It's just a bad matchup. The only thing I see, Conor's a counterpuncher. He's a good counterpuncher. Okay, he landed some pretty decent punches on Floyd. You run a risk that any one of these fights, Manny's at risk of getting old overnight. But I don't think he'll devolve that much where he has a guy like Conor McGregor, who's nowhere even close to the level of Manny, devolves to a point where someone like him at his skill level could hurt Manny. Manny's been hit by bigger guys, even Thurman. So yeah, I don't see that. Yo, okay, Anthony Jones, thank you, man. Okay, let's see. You're elaborating now. All right. More people wanted Haney versus Lomachenko, but thanks for you keeping it real about the witness protection belt franchise. All right, Anthony, bro. No, I don't think more people wanted Devin Haney versus Lomachenko. Honestly, like me, I'll use me for an example. I want, given the choice between Lomachenko and Devin Haney and Lomachenko versus Teofimo Lopez at that time, I wanted the Lopez fight just because of the backstory, the dad calling out Lomachenko for the longest freaking time. Teofimo having the IBF belt, knowing we didn't know this franchise crap was going to happen. So at the time we were thinking that's the undisputed fight. That's the fight that we all want to see. So I think everybody in general wanted to see that fight more so than Devin Haney. Just so happens Devin Haney got put into the mandatory position to fight Lomachenko, and they went and they petitioned, and it was their right, rightfully so. I would have done the same damn thing. If you were managing Devin, you would do the same damn thing. You know, you want your guy to be a world champion. You want those fights, regardless if it's a win or lose fight. So they petitioned, they were made mandatory, and Loma was probably looking at it like, look, I make more money with the Teofimo fight. It's a way bigger fight than Devin Haney. What do I get out of fighting this kid, Devin Haney? He's a young kid. Not a lot of people know him at this point. What do I get out of this? I don't get anything out of this. So they went to the Teofimo Lopez fight. I wouldn't think that's ducking, to be honest. I've heard a lot of people say, oh, yeah, he ducked him. I don't think you win 2 gold medals, fight for a world title in your second fight, win the world title in your third fight, become the youngest, the quickest to win 3 titles in 3 different weight divisions ever. At that point, I don't think you're scared to fight people. I don't think any fighter is scared to fight people. They're a fighter. They're fighters. They fight. But thanks for that, Anthony Jones. I appreciate that, bro. Let's get some more likes up in here, yo. Make sure to subscribe to the channel as well. Follow us on Instagram at FightUpTV. What's up, Yair? What's up, bro? Everybody, give Yair a follow on Instagram as well. Yair, put your Instagram thing on the chat. Yair contributes to the channel. He just has an interview that came out earlier today with Joshua Franco, talking about his fight with Andrew Maloney. I'm going to give you guys a link to that right now so you can check out Yair's interview with him. But what up, Yair, everybody? Let's get a like on here as well, and subscribe. Share the channel. Share the love that is Fight Hub, and show to everybody you guys born ready. I say that all the time, but I love saying it so much. I was born ready. Vamos al Walmart. All right. So let's go. Canelo will beat Conor in boxing. Yes, of course. Preacher David, French fries. I love French fries. What do you know about French fries, bro? All right. French fries. On the topic of French fries. Okay. Who has the better French fries? McDonald's, Burger King? Let's see. I want to hear you guys' response on this. Yeah, I know it's not boxing, but you brought up French fries, so I'm just kind of wanting to see. Breen, what's up, man? McGregor's boxing coach, Phil Sutcliffe, Kremlin Boxing Club, believes McGregor only needs an 8-week camp to ready himself for Manny. Okay, that can be a little deceiving there. What's up, Israel? What's going on, bro? All right. So I think what the boxing coach is referring there when he says he only needs an 8-week camp to ready himself for Manny. An 8-week camp to be able to go 12 rounds with the Manny Pacquiao where he won't gas out like he did in the Floyd fight. I don't think he means that in reference to being able to beat the crap out of Manny Pacquiao. Because him being a boxing coach, then he has to know himself too that there's levels to this. Manny's been boxing, just straight boxing since he was a little kid, okay? And 30 plus years as a professional boxer compared to Conor, who on an experience level has had just one pro fight. Yes, I understand he's a world champion MMA fighter, but experience-wise, there's a lot of amateurs that would mop the floor with Conor. I'm just being honest. There's a lot of good amateurs out there, and that's why the people say that there's levels to it as well. So I think ultimately just trying to sell the fight. Very true, but I think he's probably in reference to being conditioned to be able to go 12 rounds with someone like a Manny Pacquiao as well. Mickey D, Burger King. Hey, Burger King fries are dope, bro. Burger King fries are really, really good. I was born dead. Loma has a problem with lengthy boxers. Yeah, look at what happened with Luke Campbell. That ended up being a tough fight for him as well. Depends on the time of day. Burger King. What do you think? Who do you think would win, Pacquiao or Conor? Come on, bro. That's Pacquiao. Come on, dog. I hope you don't really think that Conor would ends up beating him. Anthony Jones again with another super chat. What's up, bro? Mr. Moneybags right here. Everybody, say what up to Anthony Jones because he's Mr. Moneybags tonight. All right, here we go. More people in Detroit. Okay, I'm not gonna say it. I know what you mean, but I don't want to get flagged for freaking language. But more people in Detroit mess with Haney and Tank. No Lomo guys really, and we did like Teo, but in the hip hop demographic, we wanted Haney versus Loma before Comey. Okay, but you got to understand too that I think in general that was a bigger fight to sell for ESPN too. You know, and then you add in that Devin was with DAZN, which would have complicated things a little bit because Devin said, I believe I saw in an interview that they said they were more than willing to be able to go to ESPN and make that fight. But you got to put it in this context that at that time, Teofimo Lopez was more well-known than Devin. And even now, he's more well-known because of what happened in the Lomachenko fight. He just had more notoriety. So it was a bigger fight. So you can't really blame a guy. That's like same thing with like going into like a business proposition. Say you're going into a contract with two people and they're giving you the same amount of money, but one's more, you know that if you do business with one person, you're going to get some of their shine because they're more well-known. Say you go into business with someone who's not as a big name, and then you go into somebody, or you can go into business with somebody who's a celebrity. They're doing celebrity business deals. You're going to go 9 times out of 10, well, depending on how good the deal is. But if they have a comparable deal to the other guy, and you can get some of that, I guess they say clout, you know, you're going to go that way. You're going to go with them. AJ, fire. Will Pac-Man be nice to Conor? Pacquiao's always nice. Best French fries, WBC. What's up, Stuart? Not at all. Sorry. What's up, Anthony? It's all good. Yeah, I count the punches. Pac-Man landed 120. Mayweather landed 69. Manny lost that fight, bro. Come on. Manny lost that fight with Floyd. Don't do that. Don't do that to yourself. Marcos, Terrence Crawford called out Max Holloway. Max says he would love to face him. Man. Poor Crawford. He has to call out MMA fighters, which sucks because the business of boxing. It's not that Porter doesn't want to fight him. It's not that Spence doesn't want to fight him. It's not that Thurman doesn't want to fight him. It's just politics of boxing, man. It's such BS because this is what I don't understand. You got to realize that you can make money with Terrence Crawford. That this is a big fight and you can make money. Like why are you like? There's money there to be made with him. If you make fights with him, with all those guys, you can make multi-millions. So why exclude him out? I understand one thing, like keeping the money in-house. Okay, I get that. But you've already exhausted that. All those guys have fought each other already. Thurman, Porter, Garcia, they've all fought each other. Spence just fought Porter, just fought Garcia. Okay, there's Thurman left. Yes, I understand, but that's it. You've exhausted your welterweight well. It's time for Crawford now. There's money there. There's money there for him and Porter. There's money there for him and Thurman. There's money there for him and Spence. Ugas as well. They're leaving money out of the table. I don't get it. I don't know. Maybe they have better foresight than us. Okay, maybe they are working on something. Maybe they understand business better. But just from the outside looking in, it's like you're leaving a lot of money on the table. They're big fights, and people want to see Terrence mix it up with these guys. I don't see the problem there. What's the problem there? At the end of the day, if it makes money, it makes sense, regardless of politics or whatever. And that's always been the thing with boxing, that at the end of the day, these big fights have ended up being made because there's a lot of money there involved. And I don't care if I hate your guts, I don't get along with you. If you're helping me make a ton of money, I'm going to figure a way to work with you. And that's usually been the case with boxing. Bob and Don King did not get along with each other. They found a way to do business together. Oscar and Floyd, they still can't stand each other. They found a way to do business together. Golden Boy promoted a majority of Floyd's fights after the De La Hoya fight. They used his promoter's license to promote these fights, and they were using Golden Boy fighters to put Floyd in these fights as well. They can't stand each other, and they found a way to do business. Find a way to do business, please. Don't do this to Terrence Crawford. This is a travesty to Terrence Crawford. He shouldn't be having to call out MMA fighters for fights when there's guys there that he can make a lot of money with to have these fights. Don't do that to him, man. It's just unfortunate. It also shows you the BS that sometimes there is with boxing. Anthony Jones, what's up, man? Again, using the super chat. Let's get some more likes up in here, guys. Subscribe to the channel. If you haven't already, share the stream as well. Let's get some more likes. Let's get up to 100 likes, please. Follow us on social media as well, at Fight Up TV, at Hey It's Marcus V. Sorry if I'm not as energetic as I usually am. I'm a little tired, actually. And I got to go work out after this, too, as well. And it's a Monday. It's a holiday, so I hope you guys are enjoying your holiday as well. All right, Anthony, what's up, bro? Let's go. Me and Anthony going back and forth. I enjoy this banter with him. Top rank, easy match. Not saying Dev or Teo better, but in the trenches, I'm telling you, we know Dev. Teo now, because Loma, he ain't want a lanky fighter like Devin. Now I feel you on that, but I'm saying, I think even before Teofimo was more well known than Devin, just overall, in general, just the bigger social media following. He was more well known than Devin, because Devin had a majority of fights in Mexico. I think his first 17, 18 fights were in Mexico. No one really knew about him. And Top Rank had been pushing Teofimo on ESPN. Devin didn't land on Showtime or Showbox till after his 16th, 17th fight. Top Rank had been pushing Teofimo on ESPN2, on the undercards. So more boxing fans were aware of Teofimo up to that point. So you can't really blame Lomachenko for going that route, because ESPN and Top Rank were pushing Teofimo and marketing him even more than what Devin was able to do it. And Devin and his team did a tremendous job doing that solo before they signed up with Matchroom. He did a really, really good job of promoting him and pushing him. But I think at that point, I think Teofimo had a bigger presence. More people were aware of him because of that, because we'd see him on all these cards, on the undercards, and he was getting knockouts. He was getting spectacular knockouts over people as well. Marcos, do you think Floyd ducked Keith back then? No, I don't think he ducked him, but it's the same thing. Back then, what did Keith do for Floyd? Well, didn't do anything, but I still can't figure out why Floyd decided to fight Andre Berto for his 49th fight. I would have much rather seen Keith Thurman. He probably would have beaten Keith Thurman, but it would have been a much more entertaining fight than Andre Berto. That was the Andre Berto fight was kind of a boring fight. And I remember covering that whole event for Berto, and there was no buzz really. There's no excitement for Floyd and Andre Berto. And Floyd at that time had said that was going to be his last fight. He wasn't going to fight anymore. And that was going to be it. And I was there. It was after, I forget what fight it was, but Floyd came to a fight. We were all in a tent, and we asked Floyd, if this really is going to be your last fight, who's it going to be? And I remember it was me, Dan Raphael, Kevin Ioli. We were outside, and we were talking to Floyd. And he said Andre Berto. And I remember Dan Raphael looked at him and said, "Are you serious?" And Floyd looked at him, kind of smirked, and said, "Yeah, I'm fighting Andre Berto." And Dan was kind of like, "You can't be serious. You're fighting Andre Berto is going to be the last opponent you choose to fight." And he's like, "Yeah, I'm fighting Andre Berto." And we're kind of like, huh? Why Berto out of all things? I would have much rather seen Keith Thurman at that time. And Keith was asking for a fight with Floyd at that time as well, because Keith, I believe, was the mandatory at that time. No, Keith was not famous at that time. He wasn't. He wasn't as he is now. But he was the mandatory. And I think it would have been a much better fight than Andre Berto. Who will win, Ryan or Tank? Depends when they fight. If they fight right now, I favor Tank. But if they fight a little later on, you never know, man. Ryan's getting better. Ryan's getting better and better, so who knows? He could buy himself out of the contract and fight all these great fights, but I don't know. That is true. Dirty Harold. That's his nickname, Dirty Harry, but I like to say, my name's Harry, but you can call me Harold. Dirty Harold. Make my day. Some people, well, it depends what the fee is to buy yourself out of the contract. And if you're going to buy yourself out of the contract, that is a big investment that you're making in yourself. And that's a lot of money you got to put up front. And some people might not be comfortable putting that much money up front to buy themselves out of a contract and to go it's solo. You got to have the right team around you. You got to have the right lawyers around you. You got to have the right business people around you, because you then, in fact, become your own promoter. And yeah, obviously it's Bob Arum's job is to promote Terrence Crawford, but it's also Terrence Crawford's job to promote himself and to build himself as well. It goes hand in hand. So it's a difficult process, but it has paid off for people. It paid off for Oscar. It paid off for Floyd. Manny does it as well. We're seeing Canelo starting to do it, but he's going to sign an agreement, it looks like, with Matchroom, which is crazy to me. But he could do that. But that's also a lot of money you gotta put up front to break a contract, and then you're leaving ESPN too, which is the biggest sports platform. People call Ryan a pretty boy way too much, especially the commentators. They call him a pretty 20-plus times in his Campbell fight. Well, it's a good-looking kid. Floyd was planning on fighting Berto after the Ortiz versus Berto fight, but he lost. Yeah, that's true. But at that point, no one wanted to see him fight Berto. He fought Manny, and then it's like, Berto, what? Fight one of these young guys. I remember talking to fans. Everybody wanted him to fight Keith Thurman, and Keith Thurman was the mandatory at that time to fight Floyd. So yeah. Bruh, Dev968 Instagram, Teo _486 Instagram. Yeah, that's Instagram. Social media is not everything. They had put Teofimo on ESPN and had been building it up. Casual sports fans were familiar with Teo. Teo was showing up on Sports Center for his knockouts, for the backflips and the Fortnite dances. Before even they featured Devin on Sports Center. He had already been being built and marketed. People were familiar with it. The casual boxing fans were familiar with him. Let's see here. Berto had a buzz, though, before that first loss. Yeah, he did. I remember, yeah. Before that Ortiz loss, Berto did have a buzz because they're calling the next great thing. But then, Robert Guerrero happened, and then Victor Ortiz as well. Well, no, they never. Wait, they did. They fought twice with Ortiz, but I think the Guerrero. Okay, let's see here. Correct me if I'm wrong, everybody. Berto fought Guerrero first, or was it Ortiz that fought Berto? I think it was Ortiz that fought Berto first, right? Because I remember we all were thinking that Berto was just going to beat the crap out of Guerrero coming into that fight, and we were all freaking shocked when Guerrero ended up just beating the crap out of Berto. Ortiz first. Thank you, Hurricane Hankster. Thank you. Ortiz fought him first. Berto deserves the payday. Okay. Manny Pacquiao had better experience than Valero. He did. Guerrero beat the brakes off Berto. He did. What's up with that blonde boxing babe? She got nice assets. We did an interview, actually. So I got to edit up. Her name's Ebony Bridges. It was a pretty good interview. So that'll be released this week. I'm interviewing Caleb Truax tomorrow, Paige Van Zandt on Wednesday. So be on the lookout for those interviews, guys, with those two. And, of course, with Ebony as well. Clarissa Shields training with Holly Holm and MMA at American Top Team. Yes, and she's looking really, really good, guys. She posted a video of her doing kickboxing. Night and day freaking difference. Night and day difference between the first clip that she had with Holly Holm training, learning how to kick, compared to now. So she's been getting progressively a lot better than that first clip. But, you got to learn the ground game. You got to learn how to stuff a takedown. You got to learn how to pull guard and how to defend against these submission attempts. That's going to be the hard part for Clarissa to learn. Tell Paige to make an OnlyFans. You crazy, bro. Come on, I'm not going to do that. She'd end the interview right away. Come on, Bob. Come on, bro. Can't ask these types of questions, man. Come on. Get in trouble, bro. Come on. ER. Come on, bro. Pacquiao will beat Ryan so easy, bro. Yeah, I think he's doing that just to make headlines. Jackson Week MMA Academy thoughts. No, Jackson Week MMA. Sorry, bro. Pacquiao versus Ryan Garcia thoughts. 2 weight classes above, too heavy, too much. No, I don't see it happening. I think Ryan's just saying that to make headlines. And Claire says, I don't like Ryan Garcia. I want him to lost his next fight. Okay. I like Ryan. So Luke Skywalker. What about Luke? Tell Paige to hit my DMs. Imagine I'm doing the interview and I'm like, hey, Paige, so there's this guy that's always on our super chat. His name's NJNP, and he told me to tell you to hit his DMs, please. I know you're married and everything, but hit his DMs. Imagine? No, not gonna happen, dog. Come on, bro. Come on. Hurricane Hank. I don't know, man. Leg kicks are boxers, kryptonite, and MMA. Well, if she's learning kickboxing, she's learning how to check the leg kicks. Really, it's going to be the wrestling and the submissions. Is going to be like the key for her, because every single chick that she fights is going to go try to take her down. They're not going to want to stand up with her. They're going to try and take her down, use wrestling, and try to submit her. Lopez versus Loma rematch. I still want to see a Lopez versus Lomachenko rematch. To me, I just want to see it for the simple fact to see how much better Teo does and to see if Lomachenko was really serious about these injuries that he had. Well, he was serious. He had surgery on the shoulder. But let's see. I'm going to give him slight benefit of the doubt. Maybe he was injured, but you got to remember Teo was injured too. Teo had a broken foot also. So Thurman versus Garcia too is a must now that they're both coming off of losses. I don't know, bro. I think I heard that Keith is coming back in February, March. So I don't think that Danny's going to fight so soon either. I don't see Danny fighting for a few months from now. Thurman versus Garcia too. Okay, I got that one. Manny's going to agree to an adjusted rules match in a cage guarantee. I hope not. This should just be a boxing fight. Serious question. You think Garcia versus Linares is next? I think so. I think that's the fight that he's going to announce because they're already supposed to fight. And Jorge, right after the fight, posted a picture, said, I'm coming for you, Ryan. That's a great fight to make now. And I bet you that Jorge saw that fight and saw that Luke knocked him down and said, hey, Ryan's there to be hit. I could potentially maybe take this guy out. But Jorge can end up getting knocked out in that fight too as well. So that's a great fight, Ryan and Jorge, and it's going to do a lot for Ryan if he beats Jorgito. A lot for him because Luke was a world title contender. Jorge is a former 3-division world champion. So that says a lot about Ryan's growth and adds to his resume because Jorge's probably going to be a Hall of Famer, to be honest, with what he did in his career. Yeah, he has losses that he shouldn't have against, but it says a lot about Ryan. And I think out of all the guys, if Ryan beats Jorge, he'd have Luke Campbell and Jorge Linares on his resume. No one else outside of Teo would have that much experienced guys on there. Tank with Leo, but Leo was a smaller guy. Like these guys, Luke and Jorge, are legit lightweights. They're not blown up lightweights. They're legit lightweights that have fought at lightweight and have won titles, in Jorge's case, or contested for titles in that weight class for quite some time and given the elite at that level trouble. He can end up, if he goes and he fights Jorge and everything stays the same, he'd have probably the second best resume at lightweight outside of Teofimo Lopez because he beat Lomachenko. A speed versus a speed. I think Garcia versus Linares will be entertaining. Yes, it'll be a hell of a fight. That one ends in knockout. For sure. And there's gonna be a lot of flush freaking punches being landed in that fight. As long as Linares doesn't come to fight with that man bun, he should be okay. I don't think he has a man bun anymore. I think he shaved his head. Linares is a solid fighter, always comes to fight. You don't think Ryan and Tank next? Nah, I don't think so, Jamar. I don't think so. Ryan can't beat Jorge, says Preacher David. Why do you think that, David? Download Mobile Legends. Pacquiao is there. I didn't know there was a mobile boxing game. I'll check it out. How can Inside Top Rank, DAZN Boxing, etc., says Abdu. I don't know, bro. Send him a DM on Instagram. Some of these comments are funny. Okay. Well, Pacquiao fight this year. Yes, Pacquiao intends to fight this year. Yeah, they're saying Conor, which I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. I'm still conflicted about that. With Canelo in his corner and being a mentor, Ryan will only go places, win, lose, or draw. Jones for Adesanya, will it happen this year? I think so. I think Lomachenko beat himself. I want to see a rematch with Teofimo Lopez. I do as well. Sean Porter versus Errol Spence too. Would love to see it. I think it's great, but I don't know if Spence is in the driver's seat. You know, I don't know if they'll go through with that. I thought it was a great fight. It was a close fight. It was a draw up until the knockdown. I had it a draw up until the knockdown, and then Spence kind of closed the show after that. But it was a really, really close fight, and you got to think that Porter's going to make his adjustments. Of course, Spence is going to make his adjustments, but you're going to see that it could be a close fight, even though Errol Spence has said that he could have made that fight a lot easier for himself by just choosing to box Sean Porter, but he said he doesn't want to do that. Any news on Wilder? No, man, I haven't heard. Oh, I heard maybe Charles Martin. Charles Martin's number one in the IBF, so that would make sense to be able to challenge for the undisputed title if Fury and Joshua do fight this year. Virgil Ortiz versus Hooker, what are your thoughts on that? It's a good fight. The only thing that I don't like is that Hooker gets punched a lot, and he doesn't do well against pressure fighters. And Ortiz is a puncher who presses forward. He's a big puncher. I think that Ortiz should be rightfully favored in that fight, given the knockout streak. And style-wise, it's a hard fight for Maurice Hooker style-wise. If Campbell clipped Ryan like that, imagine Linares. I know, bro. I know. That's why I like this Jorge Linares versus Ryan Garcia fight, because I bet you Jorge saw that fight and said, this guy won't get up if I clip him like this. He will not get up. He will stay on the ground. It's going to be a great damn fight. It's going to be such a good fight with those two. Let's get 9 more likes, guys. 9 more likes. Let's get to 100 likes, guys. And follow us on social media at FightUpTV as well. If you're watching us for the first time, we do this live chat Monday, every Monday, 5:35 p.m. Pacific time. Monday. The FightUpTV live chat happening every Monday at 5:35 p.m. Subscribe to the channel, like this chat. Use the super chat if you want to get your question answered right away, or if you want to support the channel, please support the channel. But hey, help us get to 1 million subs, guys. Everybody, subscribe if you haven't already, and spread the word of Fight Hub. Spread the word of this live chat that we do every Monday as well. Showtime Boxing Saturday. Yeah, they have a good card on Saturday. Please answer. Who's your man in boxing? What do you mean by that? Who's my man in boxing? Elaborate on that, bro. Does Billy Joe Saunders cause Canelo any problems? Yes, he does. He does. He gives Canelo, if he comes in shape at 110% and he still has his feet, he gives Canelo a lot of problems, I feel. It's just a tricky style for Canelo. The only thing is Saunders hasn't been consistent, but I think because it's Canelo, he's going to come the best he's ever been. So, yeah, that is a really, really hard fight for Canelo. But Canelo should be able to. I don't think Saunders is as fleet of foot as like a Laura or some of the other guys that Canelo has fought. He should be able to cut the ring off, but it's going to be a really, really hard fight. It's going to be a slow-paced fight. Saunders is going to make Canelo probably miss a lot, but Saunders will probably miss a lot too because Canelo's defense has been very, very good. I'm seeing one of you guys says Saunders is very boring. He's a very boring. Leo Sam, you're stupid. Let's see here. Gabe Flores versus Jason Velez, good test. Yeah, Gabe Flores was supposed to fight Andrew Cancio, and that was even with Jason Velez, that's a big step up. That's a big step up fight for the young Gabe. I mean, who's the best all-time boxer for you? Best of all time for me? Well, he's not considered the best of all time, but my favorite boxer of all time is Sugar Ray Leonard. I love Sugar Ray Leonard. Love Sugar Ray Leonard. It's Ray Leonard and Roberto Duran are the two best for me. My favorites, not the two best in history, because I don't know. Even that list is so you can't compare different eras. I bet you anything, like, okay, Sugar Ray Robinson, and people are going to go freaking nuts over this, okay? If you match a Sugar Ray Robinson now to like an elite top middleweight, that elite top middleweight probably knock him out. Okay, people are going to go ballistic. They're going to go crazy. They're going to call me stupid. They're going to think I don't know anything about boxing. But that was an athlete from 50 years ago compared to an athlete now. They're bigger middleweights now. They're faster. They're stronger. That's 50 years of boxing knowledge that are worked into amateur programs, worked into fundamentals, stuff that they figured out that maybe wasn't available for them back then. The guys now beat a lot of these guys from back then just because the athletes are bigger, faster, stronger now. And this is what people like these lists that they say like greatest fighter ever and all that stuff. These athletes now, okay, granted, some of those guys would probably be like a Ray Leonard would probably beat a lot of the welterweights now. Tommy Hearns would probably knock out a lot of the welterweights now, but Floyd would have handled himself well with a Sugar Ray Leonard, I feel. It would have been a close freaking fight, Marvin Hagler would have done well with a Gennady Golovkin. Who knows what would have happened in that fight? Jesus Christ, imagine that fight. Hagler and Golovkin, oh my God. Someone gets knocked out. Jesus, that would have been a bloodbath of a fight. That would have been nonstop punching left and right. Oh, my God. Imagine that? Hagler versus Golovkin? Holy crap. Man. What's up, Chicago? What up? What about Carlos Monzon? How would he do now? He'd get messed up. He'd knock out guys, but he'd get messed up because the athletes are better now. That's my whole point that I'm trying to get at. The athletes are better now than before. Whatever happened to Carlos Balderas? He was supposed to fight on this Fox card, but his opponent got pulled out for some reason, and I think he's doing a show in the Dominican Republic. It's some sort of like, I don't know, it's some sort of competition that he's doing, but that sucks, man, for Carlos, because this was supposed to be his first fight since the loss, I believe, that he had to Telez Giron back at the end of 2019, I believe, in Ontario, where he got knocked out. So, hey, Carlos is my friend. Full disclosure, I love Carlos. I wish him nothing but the best, nothing but luck. And I hope he gets back in the ring really, really soon. Old school were tough. That's for sure, Jesus. That's for sure. Old school guys were a lot tougher than these new school guys. That is for sure. That's a good dream match. Hagler versus Golovkin. Golovsky. That's how Chavez Sr. says it. Golovsky. Golovsky is not on Marvin Hagler's level. Well, bro, Golovsky won a silver medal at the Olympics, dog. That has to count for something, right? What's up, Richard Lemon? What's up? Or Richard Lemon. Thank you for the super chat, dog. If you guys want a question answered right away, if you want to just support the channel, go ahead and use the super chat. Doggies. Whatever happened to Frankie Gomez? I don't know. He disappeared. I heard he got really fat too. Even though Oscar De La Hoya, asked Richard Lemon, is old, if he comes with his best, it will be interesting to see Oscar's jab and hook against Triple Yi's jab and hook to the body. So, no, he didn't. Frankie Gomez, that fool, died. No, Frankie Gomez isn't that. He's still around. Richard Lemon. Here's the thing, man. Oscar hasn't fought in like 13, 14 years, okay? That's the big concern here. He's old. He's like 47, 10 years older than me, okay? Golovkin has been active. Yes, I think the consensus is that he's not so much in his prime now. He's a little bit removed, maybe 2 steps away from his prime, but he still gives everybody at middleweight really hard fights. He's been active, and Oscar hasn't been active at all. Oscar, his last fight was with Manny Pacquiao. Has Oscar been taking care of his body since that retirement? Has Oscar we don't know how his body's going to react. How are his reflex going to be in there? If he comes with his best, interesting to see how Oscar, because Oscar had a tremendous jab, but Golovkin has a tremendous jab too. Oscar, all-time great jab, by the way, and hook against Gigi's jab and hook to the body. Let's see if that's a hard one, because Golovkin is going to pressure Oscar. He's going to make him use those 47-year-old legs. He knows that he hasn't fought in forever. He's not used to that pace. That would be my game plan. Don't try to outbox a guy, even though you'd probably do well trying to outbox him. Pressure the shit out of this guy. He's old. He hasn't been in there. Make him use those legs. Make him work more than he's used to working. He hasn't worked this hard in 14 freaking years. Pressure, pressure, pressure. Break this dude down. That's what I would expect Golovkin to do in that fight. Oscar catches flies with his teeth. Like blood sport, right? All right, we got it to 100 likes. Marcos, do you think Terrence will leave Top Rank? I don't freaking know, man. Who knows? But Fred Levin passed away. R.I.P. Fred. Abner Mar is done. I don't think so. I'll hit up Abner and I'll have an answer for you guys next week on that. But hey, the hour's done. We do this for an hour. Live chat's finished, man. I got to go work out to the gym. I was a fat ass this whole weekend. Ate like crap. So I got to run and burn all these calories off. So let's, everybody, one final like, please, for the live chat. We'll be back next Monday at 5:35. Please don't forget, every Monday at 5:35, we do the live chat. We'll finally have some more boxing to talk about as well. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Please do so. Share the channel. Help us get to 1 million subs. Go and follow us on social media at Fight Hub TV on Instagram as well. And I'm going to go ahead and block someone from the channel because they're haters. What do we do with the haters? We put them on blast, make them feel like crap. Subscribe, like, follow us. Follow me as well at Hey, it's Marcos V as well. Hey, we have a TikTok. I don't know how many of you guys use TikTok. Yeah, I'll just leave it at that. Follow us on TikTok as well. Hurricane Hank, don't be stupid, bro. Don't be pendejo, okay? All right, guys, I'm peacing out. Take it easy, guys. Have a good rest of your week, a good rest of your Mondays. Later.